on doing today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How's that going, by the way? Are you going to talk about that on?
Yeah,
on
I want
stream
to talk about. Yeah, I got enough to fill up a time slot.
Okay. Okay. Oh shit. Let me show my screen. Or do you want to show your screen?
No, you can go first, and then I'll request over.
Okay. I'll share mine. Okay. I'll just bring up the dashboard. What's up? What is up, crypto junkies? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the party. We're just getting started here. I hope you brought your beers to celebrate 4th of July, if that's what you're into in America, or if you're not in America or you don't care about 4th of July, hopefully you brought some water and a good attitude because we're about to have some fun. Yo, what's up? All right, so real quick, we're going to give it a couple minutes, let the stream figure itself out, because if you notice, it's blurry, really, really blurry. And this seems to be a common thing. I haven't quite figured this out with doing the Zoom stuff, but oh, cool. Cosmos is on. But yeah, we got Royal on with me today. We're going to talk about Haasonline. Here's what you can expect on the stream today. Okay, we're going to go through and talk about all the cool shit that they're up to, the last couple updates that they've rolled out in case you don't know or aren't familiar with the software or don't know really what they're up to. Then we're going to talk about anything that they got coming up. So you guys can catch these guys out at events all the time. And we're going to talk about the email bot, which is the email alert bot that works with TradingView. I think this is a game changer. And we'll probably talk about some other bot stuff in between all that, you know, because Royal does have pretty exclusive access to people that are using the Haas bot all the time, which is why I love talking to them, because I always walk away with, I guess maybe insider info. It kind of feels like, even if it's not, I kind of feel like that anyway. So we're going to chat. We're going to have some fun. And I hope you guys enjoy the stream. If you're a Crypto Junkie community member and you're loyal fam, just hit the like button really quick. Hit the like button. That way we get more people on the stream. And then if you're checking this out and you come back and this is like a replay or something else, and you're coming back and checking us out for the first time and you like it, then subscribe and hit the bell notification. And that way you don't miss out on any of the future action. Okay, so all the links for today will be under the video. The big link and the only link that you should probably care about that's relative to what we're talking about outside of joining the Discord, which is 5,200 people strong, by the way, is the Haasbot link. So what it is it gets, you just click through it. I get affiliate credit. Yeah, that helps us support the community, but you get a 20% off discount. It's 20-ish% off. Okay. So hooking you up fat with that. And yeah, it's just Crypto Junkie, typed out exactly how it sounds. Junkie, not KY. Crypto Junkie. And that gets you 20-ish% off of all the bots, all levels, packages, options available. And if you're a first timer into the bot, welcome. We're excited to have you into the family. We've got exclusive channels set up in our Discord just for this. And people are in there sharing bot settings all day long, which bot settings usually leads to money. Royal, what's up, man?
Oh, hey, buddy. Oh, I'm just spamming the link right now. I can't be the live stream with the fewest amount of viewers. That is unacceptable. I am definitely pumping some users right now. I'm like, you better at least open this.
I know, man.
What's with the blurry, man? We gotta
really hates us lately. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to do that either. I don't know how to fix that.
Well, that's unfortunate. Is it just like your screen?
No, what it is it's literally like, okay, when you got a DSLR that auto focuses, it's just like that, but for some reason it just takes a really long time for this to auto focus itself.
I wonder if it's just because of how many embedded windows there is. Let's just make sure, because if I'm gonna share my screen, I don't want it to be useless. So just open up a different view. Let's see. Oh, see, that looks great.
Oh, that's what it is then. Okay. Yep. Fair enough.
Nope, went blurry. It's your internet connection.
I got a dedicated line, man.
Yeah, you have a dedicated crap. Anyways, shut up. We'll do our best here. We'll make it work.
Yeah, let's make it work.
Okay, let's just wait a little bit, I guess, or whenever you want to start, man. It's on you.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's jump in. You want screen, right?
I'll get screen here in a little bit, so I just want to do like just a little update on where we're at, what we're doing, and
Sure.
then
Yeah, let's
I'll
do it.
still screen here in a little bit. But yeah, hey
Okay.
guys, I'm Ronaldo Rivera. I'm the Chief Communication Officer at Haasonline. Most of you guys know me by wrestling. I'm in pretty much every community that talks about Haas, pretty active, and all that means is I pretty much have no life. I'm on the computer all the time. Uh, Jay kind of pinged me about this and said, "Hey, let's do a live stream." I said, "Sure." I missed the first one, so he finally managed to pull me online. Yeah, so Haas has been doing great. We are right about to release our, I think, let's see if I get the version number right, 3.1.14. We're actually skipping 13 for some reason. I don't really have a reason. Right now, everybody's running the .12 beta, which introduced a lot of really cool features, and I'm really excited about .14. Hold on, I gotta pull up a change list here. I gotta find it, and I'll try to
Yeah,
mention some things
hit us.
that's coming up. But essentially, we've been going through bug fixes, right? The biggest problem when you have software that's like ours is that there are issues, and we're constantly having to fight issues with, just whether it's our code, the APIs, just different environments that the software wasn't developed in. In situations where someone lives in Australia, well, their connection to the world is really bad, so having to work around that is always an interesting problem. And we generally we do really well. I really feel like there's at times we really nail it really well, but then there's other times where we don't. And I'm more than sure some of our user base is agreeing with me right now. Like, we push out a fix and then we have to hot fix it 2 or 3 times because something just happened. And and that's pretty standard with most software. Thankfully, I'm pretty happy with the rate at which we fix them. But I'm still scrolling for a change list because we've been talking about. Okay, here we go. This is what I was looking for. All right, so we are supposed to drop .14 here sometime this week. We're pretty excited about that. With that, we actually have a few features. So you're going to hear a bit of a preview of what we're releasing, hopefully tomorrow or the next day. We're introducing the concept of advanced orders. So we have right now like general spot orders. So buy, sell from manually, right? You know what I'm talking about, Jay?
Yep.
And one of the things that we're always requested is they want to make an advanced order on any exchange. And what we mean by advanced order is we're talking about orders that allow you to do things like setting up a trailing stop. So rather than a stop loss, a trailing stop upwards. I want to get profit. I think what people often call it is a trailing profit stop or whatever. Basically, I want my sell point to follow the price movement as it goes up, and the moment it comes back down, I want to issue a sell to capture the profit. Then we have our standard stop loss and our take profit. And the really cool stuff about all this is it doesn't actually require a bot to do it. We actually have this as its own special separate order now. So we know we have a few of our licenses, they have bot limitations, right? So our beginner and simple, there's a certain amount of bots you can run under a certain amount of specific types. Well, advanced orders are unlimited. Now, what type of spot order or advanced orders you get, we haven't exactly ironed that out, but we know that it's going to beginner and simple users. So beginner users are going to be able to say, let's say, I'm going to snowball it here, so don't take this as a quote, but basically, for example, let's say our stop loss goes into the beginner license. You can have as many stop loss orders as you want. You're not going to be limited anymore by requiring to use a bot slot. And that's something we're bringing not only to help individual users who are getting new have these safety features, but also allow people to not rely on these, a lot of people use the order bot to do this type of stuff. Well, they don't always want to take up a bot slot. Advanced users, they don't have to worry about that. They have unlimited licenses. But actually, let me actually just pull the screen. I have it up. I'm looking at it
Yeah.
right now. So
Let's do it. Go ahead and request it.
yeah, want to continue, and then let me pick the right screen. All right, so you should be able to see this, right?
Yeah.
So this is the first preview of our trailing stop or our advanced orders here. And you can see that we have like a stop loss, a take profit, and a trailing stop. And it's new. It's coming out in this new beta release. So let's just add that, right? And we'll pick ADA BTC. If you're familiar with my videos, I always pick ADA. It's not because I'm an ADA fanboy. It's just it's the easiest market there is. That's right there. I've been asked that a few times. It's like, no, I'm not holding deep in Cardano. I just always pick it for my pair. So we can see here we have an advanced order set, and then we can open it up and we have like our stop loss price, what type of order template we want to use. So do we want to, you know, for those who are familiar with our software, order templates are things like a standard limit order with a timeout, a market order, or something else, right? So it could be, I want a limit order that expires in 2 days or XYZ, and our templates allow for that. And then an execution price, what price do we want to execute, and then the amount. So for example, for this, I would say I want to execute on activation, meaning the moment I hit start. I'd set my stop loss price. So I really don't know what the value is. So let's say, I imagine this is hopeful for a lot of people, 0.01 BTC, or should I say we want this to be a buy, and we want to buy at 0.015, and our stop loss is at for, let's say, 1,088, whatever the case is. So basically what this will do is it actually creates that stop loss order and allows you to do this on the 16 different exchanges we support now. Super cool. We're extremely excited about this, and it's not the only feature. Don't worry, we have other cool stuff we have coming in. And this is part of our push for our local API. So for those who aren't familiar, Haas recently really ramped up its local API support. At first, the way you interacted with our software from a code basis is you went through kind of like, I don't know if you guys have seen Heian's auto tuner. You had to interact directly with the actual HTML DOM elements and go ahead and manually modify them, and that works and it's effective. His tuner works really well, but the problem is that it's very slow because you have to go through, search for every element, and then essentially fill it in with whatever you want. So what we actually went ahead and did is our local API now allows you to do pretty much anything you can do within the software. Granted, we don't allow you to customize dashboards through code, but for example, you can run a lot of backtest over a certain bot. You can programmatically create Mad Hatter bots, custom, other custom bots like scalpers, which we'll actually show you here a little later. And hold on. And what do you call it? And what it allows us to do is create code to do more. So automate the automation, right? That's always the next step. We have these automated bots, but every now and then we want to write a little bit more code to further automate it to help assist us in that. And the advanced orders play a very big role because they allow us to not only automate normal buy and sell orders, but some of these more complex orders with stop losses, trailing stops, etc. So that's something we're really excited. Plus, we have a lot of stuff coming with our dashboard. We have about 13 different portfolio widgets for those who are actually for those who use our portfolio features. If you haven't seen it, I can pull it up, but it's not going to show anything. It'll probably air out because I don't have any holdings in anything in this sample account. But basically, our portfolio settings, our portfolio will calculate. Yeah, see, so there's 0 elements. There's no trade history. But we have these 13 new widgets that allow you to go ahead and see how your portfolio is doing on the dashboards, and just really pushing towards the overall experience and trying to find a good word here, the use of our software, right? We have a lot of features that, a lot of their functionality has been hidden. We're trying to expand that. So yeah, and of course we got bug fixes. We have our bug fixes. We're always improving Binance support. We're still really good with them, but every now and then they like to change something, and then we have to kind of rush to fix it. So there's been one of the big issues right now is 400 errors from their local API. We do handle them gracefully, but most of our user base has been seeing more of that. So we went ahead, we looked at our code, fixed that, talked to them a bit about how to go about doing the action that was performing that correctly. We improved our Discord and Telegram, and really just more stuff. We're also testing a new replacement. So we had our forums, just a little more update about what's going on. We had our forums. We recently archived them. We got a little heat for that, but that was for good reason. The forums have a lot of outdated information that's really leading our user base down the wrong paths. And to be fair, our moderation of our forum was rather poor. So we archived it. You can still see some of the old content, but we did take it down. We are testing a alternative to it right now. We're just, we have our ambassadors looking at it. They're playing with it, telling us what they think, how to interact with it more, pre-populating some information on there. So when users go to it, it's not just a barren wasteland. And we'll eventually release that to community. So right now, really Discord and Telegram are the only real ways to interact and get some information. but we're definitely looking at moving that over. So that's kind of an update of what we're doing. We do have a lot of other cool stuff in the works. They're not going to be in this beta release. We do have some changes coming to the index bot. I know it's a big thing
Ooh.
for the people who use it. Now, we found the Haas community around the index bot. They are rather let's just say they're not as open to sharing as, let's say, Cosmos with the Mad Hatter settings. They
Yeah,
are
that
much
makes sense.
more they're much more closed about what they're showing. So
Yeah.
or what they're sharing. But they had a bunch of requests coming through. Sorry, I'm just clicking out so it doesn't just show a big fat error of nothing. So they gave us a list of requests and we got them, we looked at them, and we agreed. So we've been slowly incorporating that. We're hoping that comes out soon, and people really appreciate the way that looks. And of course,
Nice.
you got to, as always, before we start diving in and you guys start with your questions or whatever the case is, we really focus on what do you guys want. We've made a big push. A few of the user base has asked us that when they make a feature request that we respond. So I've been doing my best to respond to every single feature request, whether we'll support it, what we think of the idea moving forward. We've really been hammering on that. So if you have a feature request you want, please share it. We do look at it, or at least I do. And if it's something that I believe that should be implement our software, something we could do, I take it directly to a dev. I ping him, he gets annoyed, and I tell him, hey, I want this feature in. So it's definitely, it's not just going in the wind. I am reading them. I am looking at what you guys want. And almost all of Haas is built around what our user base wants. So if you want something, if there's some feature that we just really need to have, please let us know. We will implement it, or I will tell you why we won't. And half the time
Yeah.
it comes down to me just not understanding what they were asking for. And then once we drill down, we can implement these features. So like the advance orders was definitely something that came from a user who's like, I really need these type of orders, but I can't do it successfully in a bot. There's no indicator of safety to pull this off. So we're like, fair enough. And we pulled it into an advance order.
Which I think is great. Like that's what any really great community does. They listen to the user base. We do the same thing with the membership tool and a lot of the things that we're doing. Is that how by the way, is that how the email alert spot was made, or was that always in the works?
Yeah. So the email bots alerts came from the demand, and I mean hard demand about TradingView. We want TradingView support. We need TradingView support. And it's like, it's not that straightforward, right? How do we go about supporting TradingView when their API isn't really designed to integrate with you, right? Unless you're using their charts, there's not really much integration that happens. So you kind of have to look at how other companies are doing it. How can we improve on that to bring the same type of support? Because another competitor, AutoView, right? That's another big one. And for those who aren't familiar with me, I have no problem talking about competitors. I'll never talk bad about them. Everybody's doing something unique, so it's a really nice market space. But AutoView was doing it in a certain way. Gunbot does it in a certain way with their add-ons, and we're just looking at, okay, how is everybody doing it? What can we do to improve on it? And finally, we came up with a solution. That's our email bot. So I believe we were supposed to talk about that. So let's go ahead. Let's pull it up real quick. Now, I'm not going to set it up completely. I do have a video up, but I'll just kind of explain how this works.
Which
So
I'll link that in a description. I link it. It's linked in a Discord too, but Haasonline has their own YouTube channel. You should probably go and follow and subscribe to it as well. And they've got dedicated videos on a lot of the individual bots. The email bot is one of them that they have a solo video that you can check out for it.
Yeah, so it's pretty straightforward. The email bot's set up like any of our other bots. And essentially what it will allow you to do is pick your market, pick your coin position. So in this case, we have BTC, we don't have ADA. Trade amount, I always do 1,000 in my videos, so why not? Our fee, we're going to assume Binance fee of 0.1% without BNB. And then our safety, so minimum price change to buy, sell, and stop loss. Generally, with the email bots, we find that most of the heavy logic is being set through TradingView and Pine scripts, right? Really, all you care about Haas doing is the buy and sell action. So for the most part, we see our users leaving this blank, but the option's there if you want to add a little extra security there, and which basically means that from my starting point, the percentage, I need the price to drop a certain percentage before I'll buy. So if I set this to 2%, that means from the current starting point, I need the price to move down 2% before a buy is allowed. So let's say TradingView sent an alert saying, hey, you need to buy now, but our 2% wasn't met, we ignore the order. So just a little extra functionality, and of course a stop loss, and this is set based on percentage too. So we could say once we're in a buy position, if the price drops 2% from our buy position, we want to stop loss sell regardless of what TradingView tells us. So depending on how much of the heavy lifting is being done by TradingView will depend on what you set these values to. Now, the most important part is this actions. Now, right now I don't have a provider, so I'll leave it at all, but basically a provider is set up by going down here, go into our settings, let me find it, email providers, and you'll basically set this up. Now in the video, I cover how to do this with Gmail. We only support Gmail as a provider right now. We are gonna open that up and expand it, has requests coming, but it seems so far Gmail is more than fine for everybody to use. You would fill this in, hit add, it'll show up as a provider. So what we'll do is head in action, do it all or specific, and then your action. What are we gonna do? Now obviously there's two options, buy and sell, long and short, right? Depending on what market you're on. So in this case, we'll set a buy message or a buy, and we'll say, we want buy a now, you idiot, okay? So basically what that's gonna do is, if we save this, if we get an email from TradingView that has this message, has the alert, buy 88 now, you idiot, it will go ahead and execute that buy order based on that email. Now, when we're dealing with the email bot, you have to remember there's a few things you got to consider. First, specifically, you are doing this over email. So any delays between TradingView sending it to the email server and then the email server you have it configured to forwarding it to your trading Gmail, there's a delay there. So assume minute or two. You're not going to do high frequency trading with this. You're doing your more long-term positions, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 days, weeks, so on and so forth. That's the main thing to consider when you're looking at this. So if you're trying to trade on the 1 minute and trades are happening every 2 minutes, I'm sorry, there's not much we can do based on the way we handle it. It's all from the email side. So it's like, okay, you talked about the provider, you talked about the action, which we could set a buy or sell. What's this time span? Now, with most things, we do actions and strategies based on different parameters. This could be alerts coming through TradingView, signals, indicator scripts, Pine scripts that are executing. Everything can send off notifications and alerts. But let's say I wanted to try to handle 2. So if I did the same thing and I put the number 2 here, what it will do is, based on this time span, will dictate how long we're allowed between these two messages. So if I get the first message of this one, I have a minute to receive the second message before my buy is executed. If I go past that minute and then I get this message, I don't execute a buy. So we have to make sure that all of these messages are received, starting from the top down, within the time span limit. And this allows us to do a lot of really cool stuff. So if you're using like SMA on one side, you have a price alert that's also going to be given off a part of this. All of these combined allow you to make this action on your bot. So it allows us to get pretty nitpicky about how we actually perform these.
Yeah, because it essentially allows you to use do your regular TA in TradingView and then just trigger actions based off of this bot.
Exactly. And you don't even have to have like crazy Pine scripts working, etc. All you have to do is say this alert happens at this price point. If you trade on Elliott waves and you want a bot that does that, just put your buy and sell alerts within the Elliott wave, within your Elliott wave prediction, and just push a bot on, and then wait. Everything you told the bot to do, it will do. So that's one of the biggest things that we brought. A lot of people are really loving the email bot. Like anything else, when we first did release it, it had a hiccup here or there. Like everything, test cases versus real life use cases are completely different things and completely different monsters. So we always test it internally. We release it. We wait for someone to break it. There's a few people in our community who are exceptionally well at finding a way to break one of our bots. We take it back, we fix it, release a hot fix, and then we're good to go. And that's the process for most of this. But really, if you guys like TradingView, check out our email bot. It's It's super simple to set up. It does require you to have one of the more premium TradingView accounts, because if not, you're only allowed one email alert, which really won't get you too far.
Oh yeah, that's true. So what is that, Pro Plus, and then the other one?
Pro and Pro Plus. So Pro will get you 10 alerts. Pro Plus gets you, I think, 15, and then the Unlimited's unlimited, right? Uh,
Yeah.
but if someone's bored enough, they can set up a bunch of, I guess, free TradingView accounts that all send email messages. I don't know. There's always a way to do something. If someone really wants to find a way, they can have these 50 TradingView accounts. I imagine that'll work just as well.
Yeah, set them up with prepaid credit cards and shit. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a way to do something, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, anyways, go ahead.
No, that's it. That's it. So I think the reason why I wanted you to bring that up is because that is actually such a big deal. It's such a big bot. And if the software wasn't big enough with the Mad Hatter bot, the index bot, and the, ping pong scalpers, you can do really whatever the hell you want with the bot as it is already. But now it's like at a whole new level because it doesn't require you to change your process. It doesn't require you to move away from TradingView, whether it's your TA or borrowed TA from somebody else, and you're just following their lines and adding their scripts to your account. You can literally just match and mirror that 100%, which is amazing. Amazing. That's why I wanted to talk about it, because I want that to sink in. I want this video to sit on the channel for like months and it to just sink in for everybody.
Yeah, and that's the goal, right? We're trying to be part of your process. We're not trying to take it over. I always say it in all of the talks I do, bots are a supplement. They're an extension of what you're already doing to help you automate it. And that's one of the things, I always try to bring up is just, look, there is a learning curve, but it will help you in the end. If you already know how to make money, our bots will help you get there a little faster.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, so let's talk about the local API. So I'm sure if you guys are in any of the Haas communities, I spam it like crazy when I'm doing something I think is cool. So like I said, we've been really working on our, our local API. And I'm going to pull it up here and pull it down real quick. So our local API, for those who aren't familiar with it, or for those who don't know what it is, for anybody who is a programmer who knows how to write in pretty much any language, we have what we call our local API. And this allows you to connect to Haas on a programming level and automate using code the processes of Haas. And, at first, when you first got here, it was maybe this big, and now we've expanded it. Any part of Haas can be fully automated, within reason, right? So like our dashboard, like I said, we're not going to let you create dashboards on the fly because it's just a nightmare to handle. But things like, set up a ping pong bot. There's a way to do it automatically now. So you can just say, you know what, I'm watching price tickers with my code. For those who do their own algorithm, who have their own programs and own machine learning sentiment that have these signals for them, and they want to plug them into Haas. It used to be extremely difficult to do it, and I know there's a few developers who did the same way Ian did, which was plug it in manually using the kind of like browser automation. But now we made it 10 times easier. We have a REST API. You plug into it, your local installation can do it, and it's just a blast. And I'm going to show you a little bit of that right now. So what we did,
Right.
for those who've already seen it, I'm sorry, I'm still talking about it, but this will be released with the new version of of Haas. So when .14 goes live, I will publish binaries for this program. Basically, it's called Brute Scalp. You guys seen V1? If you have a copy of V1, it still works, but I took it down because, dear God, it was full of bugs and it was kind of a nightmare to to use. Plus, it had the nasty habit of, like Cosmo said, that we actually pulled the API directly every time it did it, and it caused unfortunate side effects of Binance disabling APIs. So V1 had to be taken down, and we had to come up with a solution to we had to come up with a solution to go ahead and fix that. So what we did is I took it to Quintus. He said, I don't know. We'll have to come up with something. And then the next day he gave me a new endpoint, which is our backtest a certain market. And what it does is it forces our software to pull directly, it pulls our price history only. So it actually ignores the actual market right now. That way you don't get rate limited. So you can do these immense amounts of backtests, which I'm about to show you, without worrying about pinging the API and getting your account banned. So what I've done is I've already kind of set it up here. And it's a bunch of commands. Now I'm going to try to document this. And by that, I mean, I believe Commissar is going to help me ignore the message, but Commissar is going to help me populate this correctly. But basically what we're going to do is add a test market, and we're going to add, let's say, BNB BTC. Okay. Now what that does is that's telling Brute Scalp, which is the program running, that I want BNB BTC to be added to my test market. Now we haven't sent anything over to Haas exactly just yet. All this is internal. So we're going to show test market, right? And we have BNB. And just for the sake of it, we're going to save the config. Now, the first feature is obviously we're just going to start. And now you can see immediately in the background what's going to happen is the tool is going to tell Haas, hey, pull the information right now from the price markets and then run a slew of backtests. Now, right now, it's running really slow. And that's my fault because I forgot to change an option. So we're just going to go ahead. We're going to let this run while we talk about it. And then, or we might not because this might take forever. Okay, we're just going to kill that. Give me a few moments. So basically what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to reset it so I can make it faster, because that is going to take a little bit longer than I care for it to take. So we're just going to delete this. And there'll be instructions on how to do like a full reset. Okay, here we go. So what I need to do is I need to go ahead and set a parameter. So I'm going to do show config. And the parameter I need to set is called, if you guys can't read it, don't worry. I'm just looking for it real quick. When you write this code, I'm looking for the number. Backtest length. Where the hell is it? It's easier to just find it this way. We need to reset the backtest delay in milliseconds. So we're just going to do config test delay to 50. So what I'm saying there is 50 milliseconds is how long I want between each test. And now let's start it again. So now you can actually see how fast we can do some backtest. So for anybody who remembers or who's still doing it, backtesting takes a lot of time. You have to open up the bot, change a setting, push the backtest button, wait for it to complete, close it out. So using the local API, we now open it up to where anybody can issue as many backtests against as many markets over whatever time frame they want automated. So
yes.
What you can see is this thing's flying. I can test way more markets than I could possibly test in the same amount of time. And the beauty of it is I can do this off the side. So I can set this to test a slew of markets and just wait. And eventually I'll get my back test. It'll tell me our return on investment. And like anything else, it's not guaranteed. Nothing when you're testing the past doesn't guarantee future profits, but it gets us a good idea of where to start. So it's just a really good example of how to utilize our local API to do this. Also, heads up, it looks like Binance just deleted everybody's API keys. So you need to go and reset your API keys if you're trading on Binance.
Yeah, that'd probably have something to do with the SIS launch this morning. That's why I asked.
Yeah, that was it, 800% or something. 94 Bitcoin sell.
96. 11 orders executed for 96 Bitcoin each.
Yeah, and I don't mean to toot our own horn, but if you guys check out Discord, Cosmos actually had some bots riding that wave, and he did extremely well.
I just saw those.
Yeah, so shout out to Cosmos for figuring out. He was riding that SIS wave. I don't know how he did it, but I guess he just so happened to see it, jumped in there. If you guys are curious, Cosmos is in chat right now if you want to bug him about that process, and I'm sure he'll bring it up the next time he's on stream. But yeah, you guys should really, if you're not familiar with Haas, if you don't know what we do, ask around, ask in our communities, come talk to us about it. We understand that, we aren't a cheap software, and that's the case. There is less expensive software that can definitely get you where you want to be, But what we find is once you've graduated from that software, most people end up at ours when they want a bit more control, a bit more functionality. And as you guys can see, we're constantly updating. I think we try to push out a new beta release every week or two with new features, new bug fixes. If a fix warrants it, we push out emergency patches to get rid of it. So we definitely are trying to keep up with what you guys want.
Yeah, which is huge. Like, again, that's such a big part of it. But the back testing and local API is going to be massive. It's going to be so massive.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people really just want our software for a middleman. We have already figured out how to connect to these 16 exchanges. Our software will protect you from overloading them, going past your exchange rate limits, etc. So we find a lot of people now are just buying our software for a middleman for their own strategies, their own sentiment tracking, artificial intelligence trading, etc., which works out great. Whatever way our software can help provide the functionality individuals need.
Yeah, 100%. Is there anything else that I think we went through everything? Do you want to maybe see if there's any questions? If you guys got questions, by the way, just drop them in the live chat. And, we got Royal on here now. He's the guy. So if you've got questions, now would be a great time to ask. And if you want to get the software, you can just head on over to Haasonline. That's HAAS online.com. Be sure to use the promo code Crypto Junkie when you check out, though, so that you can at least get some discount. If you want us to get a little affiliate commission, then click the link in the description box, of course, and we'll get rewarded with a little bonus, a little tickle pop for the community.
Tickle pop, is that where we're going?
That's where we're going, yeah.
But yeah, drop a question. I know it's a small room. That's fine. If you guys have any questions for me, anything you want to see, any complaints, I love to hear it all. And
Royal's regularly in the our Discord community, and he's obviously in Haas's Discord community as well. So if you guys just want to hang out with him, he's often in the voice chat in the boiler room and just chipping away.
Yeah, so don't worry. I'm not just completely hurt that no one's asking questions. I'm pretty much answer all of them all the time. Thanks, Gail. The videos are going to be slacking here for the next month or so. I have a family coming over in July, so I had to take down that studio that makes the videos all nice and pretty. So we'll have to.
You had just set that up, though, didn't you?
I know. I just reset it up. I shot 5 videos. I reset it up, shot 5 videos, had to tear it back down. So.
Damn.
I might be, or should I say, I'm planning on doing some videos touching on how to interact with the local API with C# and Python. So I believe I will have those videos shooting the next time I have a little free time. Get those up so people can start experimenting. Everybody assumes that programming is very difficult, and it really isn't. It's all logic. If you're trading cryptocurrency, you can probably write some code, and nothing's cooler than making money off of some code you've written. Right, so it's a blast. Yeah, we'll just hang out for another couple minutes, see if anybody has a question.
Yeah, so let's talk about this studio. Why don't you just get a dedicated studio set up?
Because not all of us live in Indonesia, Jay. Some of us, live in really expensive Cali, and it causes us to have to deal with this. So what's the issue with Binance API keys? Okay, so check it out. Since we're here, we might as well talk about it. For those who didn't realize it, CIS got massively pumped. From what it sounds like and what I'm reading, the 6 blockchain explorer shows that more than 1 billion of its coins were mined in a single block. I'm just reading from another person what they're saying, which is interesting because the supply is only 888 million, and they've already mined it in a single block. So that's kind of interesting. Binance was the one that it had occurred on, speculation, whatever it might be, hacked accounts, which is probably most likely the case, right? Bunch of accounts that had big wallets, and then they pump up CIS and they sell at the very high price points, right? I think what's also cool is there's reports online saying that Binance did issue the 7,000 BTC withdrawal, which
Yeah.
might seem kind of bad. Like, oh my God, they allowed that. But you guys got to understand, Binance, unlike some of the bigger exchanges or the other known exchanges, I'm not going to mention any names. Might end in start with a P, end in Onyx. They don't really allow those type of big withdrawals. They stop it, right? Then you have to go through this whole process. And Binance just kind of automatically just sent it out, like, yeah, here's your money. So it might be bad. I think it's kind of cool that the exchange would do it, even if it's for a bad, something bad that happened. They still respected the withdrawal. So we're definitely going to have to see where that goes. But basically, because of that, rather than risk anything, all API keys got destroyed. So you got to go and remake them all, from what it sounds like.
Which
So
that price action, that withdrawal affected the price action of BTC because we saw a big fat ass red candle right after that.
Yeah, they definitely, there was a little bit of a dump there. But it's
$200
like,
dump. Yeah.
just remember, guys, unfortunately in this space, things like this are going to happen, and they constantly will happen because individuals don't really protect themselves with their keys, their wallets, their exchange accounts. Like always, guys, make sure you have two-factor enabled on literally everything. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's basically a little authenticator that lives on your phone. It generates numbers, and you put that in when you log in. If they don't have that number, they can't get in. It's simple. It's as simple as that. Make sure to have that everywhere. There's a lot of nasty stuff going around right now, so just keep your eyes open. Play smart. You are dealing with money. Don't let it's cryptocurrency affect your mindset. Let's go Jay here a little bit. You got to make sure your mindset's set correctly. So it is money. It is not space bits. It's not computer bits. It has an actual tangible value. So remember, you got to protect that. And that, I'll lead that with, don't put Haas on a $10 machine. I'm going to say it. Look, I understand you're trying to save money. Haas is expensive, but do you really want a $10 VPS managing your 25 Bitcoin? You probably don't. So just, you get what you pay for in these situations. And the same applies. Use your two-factor, protect your accounts, and go reset all your Binance keys, which I'm sure about to get a ton. We're about to get a ton of support requests saying Binance is no longer working. Actually dealt with one a little earlier before they announced it. We were fighting with it, and lo and behold, we get the announcement that they actually stopped the API and stuff. So just, something to keep up with.
Yeah,
and
cool.
And I appreciate the nice comments in chat. I know we're trying to stay on top of all the issues. We try to get around to them. I guess while I'm here, shout out to our ambassadors, because holy crap, without them, we really would be in trouble with the amount of support that's been coming in. And for the guys who are online right now, Cosmos, if you guys don't know, he is still one of our ambassadors, although, not Knights Online, another one of our ambassadors. And, shout out to the guys in Discord, Franco, Exit Left, Russ, Karam, who's really been pushing forward. So, without those guys, we really wouldn't be able to do what we do.
Yeah, 100%. Great. So this is the first stream that we've done together too, which is weird because we should have done so many streams up until this point. Probably we'll have to start doing more.
That's not right, because we did the Mad Hatter stream, the one that everybody complains about the music.
Oh, that's right, we did.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's right.
Matt, Jay, we really should just remove the music from that thing, man. For everybody who complains about it, it wasn't my decision. It was Jay's decision.
It was my decision. And if you can't deal with listening to the music to learn, then just quit.
It is pretty, I'll agree with some. Like, some of the times it just gets a little distracting, but it is what it is. It's a great video. I shot it a long time ago. I definitely should probably redo it because, there's a few things I say that are nitpicked to crazy. Like, I couldn't remember what the acronym MACD meant. That didn't mean I didn't know what it was. Just didn't remember what the acronym meant. So that got nitpicked, and things like that. And it happens.
That's okay.
So, yeah. I still can't. Yeah.
I would like to shoot another one too, and actually do it just like, I would actually love to do a like 2 or 4 hour stream where it's obviously, you know, not bearish overall market conditions. We've kind of broken free out of that a little bit, which it looks like that might happen in the next couple of weeks. Do like a 2 or 4 hour stream, just like a nonstop, just actually using the strategy, whether it's with bots or whether it's with doing it, you know, manually trading. I think that would just be really fun.
Yeah, no, actually, before I ended up in this programming splits, I'm still in it. Like I have a lot of really cool ideas I'm trying to write up and release to the community. I was gonna start doing stream. I have the funds set up for it to start streaming live trading and live bot use, so people can see like, look, this is how it actually looks when you're combining the manual and the automated. Get that going. But right now I'm stuck in this. I really want to write code. It's the perfect time. I should have been doing it sooner. And you know, unfortunately, I didn't do it at the bottom of our bear or during the bear market. I'm doing it now during the uptrend, which, for those who don't know, I took a break from trading 2 days before the next bull run happened for that week or two. So I survived the bear, took a break, 2 weeks of just bull, and I'm like, well, that's the way it is. And now I'm coding, and seems like we're going back up. So I'm taking one for the team, guys. I only trade bear markets apparently.
Yeah. No, but we'll set something up, and I think it'd be cool to just have like different people jump on throughout the day, you know, and just see how long we can run the stream for doing that. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We could set up like a Google Stream or leave Zoom online, have a bunch of people train together. I would love to see that. I really miss the old days of the boiler room with 20, 30, 40 people trading at the same
Yeah.
time. Uh, it's just, you know, the bear market killed that quite a bit. We've lost a lot of traders. The few traders that are still around, you know, they had to survive. They did. And, you know, we will be working on building back up the boiler room. We're trying. We just need, you know, we're not leaving it there. If you're online, join the boiler room. People join it. And we really want to get those conversations going again.
Yeah. Plus, once things get bullish, they'll come back. They'll come back. You know, it was asset protection mode for too long, I think.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
people are experience that 20 to 6, the 20K to 6K, and that hurts. But you got to remember, you know, part of trading is taking the loss and then trading on the way down. That way, when the way back up comes, you're that much better.
Yep. Yeah, and just essentially always finding a way to win is a very simple strategy to live by. But thank you so much for jumping on the stream with me, bro. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, those that are looking at the bot for the first time got some answers. Those that are in the bot community get further reassurance and confluence that, hey, you're making a great investment and you're in good hands with the Haas community. And those that are in our community, feel free to go ahead and jump into the Discord and continue the conversation in the Haas channels. And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'll be hanging out in the boiler room for a bit. My CMO's online. He just sent me a message. He was very angry because we didn't tell him about the stream. But he's in chat. He's on Haasonline official. And that is a mean smiley face, but it's fine. I'll be hanging out in the boiler room here for the next hour or so. So if you guys want to talk there, just hang out. Let me know. Not night. You better join the boiler room.
You better jump on, and I'll be on and off. I got to go do one thing and then I'll be on as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning on to the stream. If you could just take a second, click the like button. It helps us out with the YouTube algorithms, gets our video in front of more people, which you see us suffering with 100, 200 views, which is just ridiculous. We deserve hundreds of thousands of views. Help us get there. If you're brand new to the channel, whether you're watching a replay or on with us now on the stream, just go ahead and click the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and you won't miss out with anything that comes out in the future. And I can't wait until the next live stream, which will be happening later on this week. All right. See you, my friends.
See you later.